Good morning, guys. It's the 1st of January and I'm tired, and I did go to bed before midnight last night because I'm quite lame. I thought I'm going to do more businessy vlogs this year because I'm starting out my new sort of range of stuff. I hope you all had a nice new year and Christmas and everything. It was, needless to say, a little bit sad for us, but we got through it and we were together, so it was fine. Today I need to basically film a vlog and also I need to forecast the year going forward. If you don't do this, I really recommend you do, and without it being too boring, I'll show you a little bit about how I do that and how, if you're not sure how to do that, you can utilise ChatGPT or similar with past data to help you get sort of relevant numbers to give you an idea of where your business is heading this year, and also to create a marketing plan so that you can really drive the sales to where you want them to be this year. And then I need to sort out what fabric I have for all of my scrunchies, because I'm out of stock of so much because I kind of let that side of the business just kind of fall by the wayside while things were going on. So we're going to find out what fabric I need, and I need to restock that. I need to finish off some scrubs I've been working on. The scrub formula that I'm releasing later this year, hopefully sooner rather than later, it's just my favourite formula I've ever made. I really, really love it. It has taken so long to tweak the percentages to be just right so that I get the texture I want, and it's my favourite scrub to use ever. So I really hope you guys like that when I release it. So yeah, let's get on with the first task of the day, and coffee. Cheers to 2025. I hope you all have a good year. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me over all the wind outside because it's crazy today. But what I've been doing is basically getting all of my stats off Shopify, Patreon, YouTube, etc. Everything I've made over this year, and put it month by month in basically a Word document. And I have explained in that Word document what my business does and what I've made over the year. And I've asked ChatGPT to basically tell me the percent growth that I've had since January and December, and then forecast my sales for the following year and give me a marketing strategy for this year to increase revenue. I haven't said by how much because otherwise it takes it a bit too literally. And what it spat out for me, I'm not going to show you because obviously these numbers, I may share numbers in the future, but at the moment I don't know if businesses should be sharing everything. I don't know, just my opinion. It's spat out something close to what I've kind of predicted for myself, because I don't just rely on ChatGPT. Do this for yourself. If you struggle with forecasting, then I do have a template that's available on my website. I can link that below, and that allows you to forecast your sales and then also forecast your cash flow, which is super important. If you run a business, you do have to know what money you're likely to have, and you can track this throughout the year and actually put the actual figures on as you go along as well. But this is quite interesting, and the marketing advice it gives you, it's fairly generic, fairly basic, but I do like challenging it and saying, be weird, be unique, come up with something really strange based on this and this. And it's come up with some ideas that I wouldn't use, but it's made me think of other things, which is quite useful. So as much as I don't really like AI, it does have a place and it has been quite helpful. And the fact that it's quite close to my own forecasted numbers is quite interesting. So yeah, just an idea for you. Give it a go, and if you do need help forecasting, then yeah, the spreadsheet is linked below. But now we should get on with some other things. So this is a bit of shaky camera footage for you, but these are all of the different scrub variations I've been doing just to get the texture right. And I have settled on this one, which has been sat here for a week now, and the texture is just brilliant. So This is just one of my tester jars. And it's so soft. It's really lovely. And then, do you see how creamy that goes on? It's just so nice. I'm so proud of this formula. I really love it. I can't wait to release it all for you. I just need to now scale up the formulation and make sure that stability is still there, and then we're good to go. But it sort of goes on really creamy. It's nice and exfoliaty without being too rough, and then it washes off without a greasy residue. It's just fantastic, if I do say so myself. So looking forward to showing you guys that. And it's quite a unique texture as well. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on over Christmas, and now it is time to wash my arm and find that scrunchy fabric. Okay, I put a shirt on because I had to go outside and try and rescue our garden furniture, because we've got like a tempered glass top on it and the wind had got underneath and had almost taken it off, so I got there just in time. So that was fun. Now I'm going to sort out all the fabric for my scrunchies, because I do make scrunchies. I'm also going to make some other more skincare related self-care products for this year. I've got some CPSRs to order, so I'm quite excited about that. So let's sort out this fabric and then see what I need to order for the new year, because this year is all about being organised so that at Christmas I'm just selling things, and I also want to help you guys this year to do the same. Because in case you haven't watched my how I started video, which I will link below, but you can look for this thumbnail, I have run businesses for quite a long time. I've also sold a business as well, not for epic amounts of money, but I have been through the selling process. I've learned so much along the way. There have been so many mistakes, so many failures, so many things that went wrong that were so out of my control, but just, yeah, it happens. So I kind of want to help you guys avoid those mistakes and just grow your businesses and do really well this year, because despite the economic climate, you can grow a business. I started my first one in a recession and I grew it really well. So it really is all on your marketing and how you present your business and things like that. So we'll get into a bit of that this year, and I'll do some more sort of chatty business videos whilst still formulating products. I am going to make a product in this video, so we'll get to that a bit later. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this more sort of vloggy, chatty style, getting to know me. I hope to help more of you, and yeah, so yeah, let's get on with the fabric. I'll mention while I'm doing this as well that making scrunchies is not something that I would do in this room, purely because a lot of dust and fibres get kicked up into the air when you're sewing, and obviously if you're making cosmetics you don't want that in this area. So what I'm going to do this year is, as well as renoing this room, fingers crossed, is sort out the room next door, which is our guest room, and put like a dressing table, sewing table in there, and then that will be my sewing room. And that's all my fabric and cuttings sorted. It looks like I've got quite a lot to make that's actually still in stock, so I'm going to do that probably over the next couple of days once I've set up my sewing machine elsewhere. But for now, I think I want to try out a lip scrub formula that I've been waiting to share with you guys, so let's do that. My room is a mess, ignore the room. That is all my washing up from Labmus. Well, not quite, that's like some from Labmus, some from doing those scrubs, so we'll just ignore that. We're going to make this scrub now. This was supposed to be for Labmus, but I somewhat got burnt out and it was a bit of a hard year for us this year, so yeah, you're getting it now. So this is a lip scrub with a difference, so it's not just oil and sugar, there's some other ingredients to make it a little bit nicer. So we're going to start off with some oil. You can use jojoba oil, argan oil, whatever oil you prefer. I'm going to add that. Hoping this bowl is big enough. Okay. And now we need a little bit of mango butter. This is for texture. You can use another butter if you like. The more butter you use, the sort of thicker the texture will be, so I'm just using a little bit because I just want the benefits from it. And then I have cerebellina. This is what is going to gel the oil and just make a much nicer texture for the lip scrub. As usual, all percentages and the gram weight and everything and how to make this are on my Patreon, which is linked below. It's well worth joining because you get all of my formulas from since I've been on there practically, plus I post 2 exclusives every month, and in December you got all of my Labmus formulas that I was posting, so that's worth it alone. Much of this. I don't know if the camera's picking up the wind outside, but it is still really bad. She says, as Americans just laugh at her because some of you guys get some really awful weather, so I shouldn't complain at all. We're very lucky in the UK. And now we want some stearic acid. Again, this will add to the creaminess and the texture and just make it a nicer feeling lip scrub. And this can go directly in the oil phase. This will somewhat firm up the scrub, so bear that in mind. If you don't like the texture of how this comes out, you can always reduce the amount of stearic acid that you use. To make a lip scrub, all you really need is oil and sugar and a bit of vitamin E and possibly a flavour, but these kind of enhance it, so if you don't want to use them, don't. But if you like them, then use them. Ooh, try not to make a mess. There we go. And then I do have a little bit of mica. I'm going to add it at this stage because it just helps it disperse a bit better if it's in the oil phase. So we'll do that now. Like so. And then I'll just give this a little mix around. And now we can go and melt this in a water bath carefully because it's only a little container, and then we'll come back when that's all melted and we can add the sugar and cool down phase ingredients. Right, and this is what we've got. This is melted nicely. Show the camera here. I love the swirl of mica when it's just in oil. Right, so This now needs to cool a little bit because it's the action of cooling that will let the Cerebellina gel. So I am going to just speed this along a little bit because I'm running out of time today, and I will pop this in the fridge just for 5-10 minutes, just so it gets a little bit more solid, and then we can add our cool down phase. While that's cooling down, can I ask you all a favour? If you haven't already, please can you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below, because I genuinely have some really exciting things that may or may not happen this year, and having a good subscriber count and good views will really help that. So you will directly be helping getting much more exciting content. So if you can do that, that would be great. So we're out of the fridge now, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it starting to gelling now. Starting to gel because of the Cerebellina. And as it cools, because we don't want to cool it too fast, which is why I didn't leave it in the fridge for very long, as it cools it will just start to gel more, and then the stearic acid will add that nice creaminess. So yes, nice scrub this. So it's cool enough now that we can add our cool down phase. Let's leave. Is that a good idea? Let's leave that there. Let's live dangerously. I can't speak today. Right. Let's add some flavouring. This is vanilla flavouring. I'm trying some new flavours from different places. I know vanilla's not particularly unique, but I didn't actually have one, so it smells nice. Okay, so let's add that. Nearly there. Okay, that's our flavour. Put that back in the secret flavour place and mix that in. You would also at this point add your vitamin E, but I have run out and I haven't ordered more yet, so there is no vitamin E in this at the moment, but it doesn't matter because it's just for me. I'm not selling it. But you should have some vitamin E in there. It's not a preservative, but it acts as an antioxidant, so it prevents the oils from rancidity, and it also had nice benefits for itself as well. So we're going to do that. It's starting to gel a little more. It's really lovely at the moment. This will thicken up more, but we're going to go ahead and add our sugar because I can't wait anymore, because I'm impatient. You'd think that being a hair extensionist by trade, I'd be quite patient, but I'm really not. So let's just clean off my spoon. And then, how much do we want of sugar? Lots. Okay. So this is actually caster sugar. You can use granulated sugar, you use what you like. It's probably pouring it is going to be faster. Let's do that. Just being careful not to overdo it. There we go. Perfect. So what the sugar will do is add obviously the exfoliation, but it'll also add the sweetness, so that when you get the vanilla scent from the flavour oil, which is basically just a lip safe fragrance oil, it will trick your brain into thinking that it tastes like vanilla. I don't know why I've made it pink. I don't know what I'm doing. You're going to have to put up with me being completely mental this year, I think, because I don't... last year was a year. This year's going to be better, but I am going to be all over the place, and I am trying my best. And I'm going to try my best to do these sort of vlogs with formulas, because I know a lot of people are here just for formulas, and then there's people that want blogs, and then there's people that want business content. So I'm going to try and integrate all of it. And some weeks you'll just have a formula and that'll be it, and other weeks will be a bit more vloggy like this, and we'll see how we go. And if you have a preference, pop it in the comments and I may or may not ignore you. We'll see. Anyway, I am grateful for all of you, I really am. This is the texture we've got at the moment. You can see it's quite fluid, and that will firm up probably next day. Whether I'm filming this next day, I don't know, so I may revisit this and show you the texture after like a week when I do my next vlog or something. But so far, let's show the other camera. This is what we've got. And it smells delicious. So let's find some little jars to put that in. So handily, I've got these little glass jars. I think they're like little jam jar type things, but they're quite cool, so we're going to put some in those. So let's do that. See how much they hold. Tear the scale. Try and pour this without making a mess. There we go. Okay, so each one's about 35 grams of product, so that's not bad. Show this camera. There we go. Remember, these are just for me, which is why I'm sticking my finger in them like that. But yeah, it's a nice formula. It will firm up a bit, so don't expect it to be that fluid. I'll show you these in the next vlog so you can see how they're doing, but they smell fantastic. So I got a bit on my finger there. I don't know if it's a bit overexposed. Let's just do the back of my hand. And that's a nice sort of gentle exfoliation. Doesn't feel too greasy, but I can definitely feel the benefit. We like it. I'm not trying it on my lips because I'm not a model. I can hear you all saying, we know. Right, that's that. Now I need to tackle shower steamers. So I've not made shower steamers before. I don't know if I want to sell them or not. I know they're quite popular, so I'm going to give some a go and then explain the whole like CLP annoyance that comes with them. I'm going to do quite a small amount of these because I don't want to waste too many of these ingredients if it goes wrong, so I'm literally just doing a 100 gram batch, and I'm going to use this tiny little footprint mould to make some little ones. So we need to start off with bicarbonate of soda because these are basically like bath bombs, but a shower steamer doesn't touch the skin or has minimal skin contact, so it would sit on the shelf of your shower and then the steam and any little tiny droplets would activate it, and then you get the benefit of the essential oils that you've put in it. It's different from a shower bomb. A shower bomb is more like a bath bomb for the shower, so it acts like a shower steamer, but it can touch the skin and you can put nice things in it to wash your skin with and things like that. A shower bomb needs a CPSR. A shower steamer doesn't need a CPSR because there's no skin contact, but it does need a CLP label. The thing about CLP labels, I find out how much I need to put in here. The thing about CLP labels is that it's not the same as if you were making candles or wax melts, because citric acid is classed as a hazardous base. It needs to be calculated accurately, so you can't just take the information from the normal SDS sheet or the 10% CLP SDS that suppliers give you. It needs to be calculated at the percent usage rate that you're using the essential oil. So if I was putting 3% essential oil in my shower steamers, I need a CLP at 3%. Now, there are people that question this and say, that's completely over the top, it's nonsense, you don't need to do that, you can just use the 10% CLP and then you'll be covered all the way up. Having spoken to Reach and Escher, who sort of control chemicals and things like that, they have said that if you are using a 10% CLP, what you're doing is essentially overcompensating for your product and saying that it's potentially more dangerous than it is. And then if anyone had a reaction, then if that then had to go to the poison centre or something like that, the information wouldn't be accurate and they would assume a higher dose or a higher percent of the fragrance had been inhaled or something like that. So it is important that if you are making a product like shower steamers, that you get the accurate information for your CLP labels. You can't do this yourself because there is a calculation to be done which apparently requires certain software. So in order to get a CLP label properly done for your shower steamers at the percent usage rate you use the essential oils, you need to ask your safety assessor to create it for you, or if the fragrance or essential oil supplier does them, ask them to calculate for you and provide that. It probably will come with a fee, but let's face it, it's going to be less than a CPSR. If you don't want to bother with all of that, then I suggest you get a CPSR for a shower bomb and then market it as a cosmetic instead. And that's all I have to say on that. So that is our bicarbonate of soda added, and now we need to add our citric. Of which I don't have very much left in this bag, but I have a whole new bag over there. So let's add that. Those of you that are tutting and want to argue with me about the CLP labelling, then do what you want, because I'd rather err on the side of caution, and having asked Trading Standards, Reach, Escher, unconsulted the internet and asked various questions to various people, that's the conclusion I've come to. You can come to your own conclusions, but I'd rather not risk it for both my clients and customers' safety, and because I don't want a fine. But I don't claim to know everything. I just research things to within an inch of their life and then relay to you what I find out. So if you don't agree, that's your prerogative. You can do what you like. I just try to help. So let's get the citric in here. The citric and the bicarb are what caused the reaction, as you know from bath bombs. And then what we need is some kind of binder, something to pull it all together and harden these so that they don't just crumble apart. So for that, I'm going to use cream of tartar. I literally just got this from the supermarket. And we don't need much. It's just a little bit, but it helps to bind it. I don't like using much of things like cornstarch, cream of tartar, things like that could potentially drain down the sink or the plug hole, because we don't want to block pipes, so the less the better really. And then you've got your fragrance. For shower steamers, it's basically, you can use fragrance if you like, but the whole point of a shower steamer is the aromatherapy side of it. So you want to really be using essential oils in nice blends. If you don't know how to blend them, then I suggest using EOCalc. That's a website whereby you can put in your essential oils and your blends, and it'll tell you the safe usage rates for everything. But do check the IFRA guides as well. But we're going to add some pink grapefruit to this one. What I should have done is mix this up before I add the wet ingredients, but I didn't, so we'll just go with it. Oh, that smells so good. Right. Now we'll just mix it up. And then if you find it's not wet enough, then the trick is to add a further liquid binder that will evaporate off, and for that you can use either witch hazel or some isopropyl alcohol. You really want to squish this in your hands. If you've got a stand mixer, that would be great for big batches, but we're only doing a little tester here. So just basically looking for the same kind of texture as you would a bath bomb, so it holds its shape, like so. Right, I'll move that out of the way, and let's pack our little moulds. You want to pack it down really firmly because you want these to be quite solid. It would probably help not having a flexible mould, but that's what I got to hand at the moment. Most of it's gone in there, so let's do it in there. Like so. I'm really liking the pink grapefruit. Extra left after that. You do this in more of a hard mould and then smooth down the top really, but we'll just test for today. Push down like so. That one's probably going to fall apart. They may all fall apart because of the nature of these moulds, but we shall see. There we go. Didn't need any isopropyl or anything because it was holding together. So now I need to turn these out onto something. So what I do is have a little bit of baking paper. Got a plastic lid, that'll do. And then we're just gonna turn these out really fast. Or let's do it this way because we've only got a few. Let's just increase our chances of success and do this like so. Well, they worked well, didn't they? Okay, let's add a bit of binder. They did need it. Try again. This may have a lot to do with the fact that the mould is flexible as well, so I'm not going to get too upset if it breaks now after this, but we'll do our best, shall we? Let's try one and see how that goes. Right, that's holding its shape. Let's pack it in there tightly. See, it does have a bit too much flex in it, this mould, so I don't think it's gonna do it. But let's see. Yeah. Back to the drawing board, guys. Let's try a different mould. It's probably that. Let's try a half sphere bath bomb mould. We'll just really push that in, like so. Move over the top and then slam that out. There we go. Hard moulds. It was too flexible, it was just crumbling, so I need to get some nice hard moulds. So let's push this in really, really firmly, like so. Yep, that's working like a charm. Trial and error, you see. these are nice. Okay, show this camera. So if and when I make these for sale, they will be in nice proper moulds, they will be all perfect, but this is what testing and practice is about, and then doing stability. It just makes sure that the products you are selling are good enough. So there you go. Now I need to do a bit of admin and then sew some scrunchies. But I hope you've enjoyed these random ramblings and makings today. And I think I'll leave the vlog there because I don't want to bore you too much. And I'll see you in the next one if you care to join me. And please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps me out. And I'm grateful for everyone that watches these vlogs because I know I'm not a natural, but we'll get there, we'll get there. I'm old. See you guys later.